So there are really two basic major concepts here that are going on with the amplified traffic system. Is it doesn't matter what type of website you have. In order to generate traffic, you really need two components. The first, and by far the most important, is a flow of new, consistent, engaging content. Okay, you need to have new content coming onto your website regularly. And it needs to be engaging because a big part of what the search engines look for is, do people actually go to that page, read the page, leave comments, react with that comment on social media and Twitter and things like that. Those are scores, social scores, that say to the search engines that this piece of content and thereby that website have value to visitors. So therefore, we should, send more traffic their way because it does a good job for us. So what we're actually doing is helping the search engines, and when I say search engines, I'm really mean Google, make more money because people are happy with the fact they're visiting our website because they're engaging in their content. They don't just bounce back to Google and go, well, that was waste of search. I'll go search at Ask or something else. See, Google doesn't want that. They want people to have great experience from the data, from what they share, and the more satisfied their searchers are in the content they get, whether it's sales content or ads or free content, clicking on search engine results, the more they're going to display your ad. It's not based on keyword relevance or nothing else. It's based upon engagement now. That's the true measure of what they're really looking for. So engagement involves a couple of different things. You have to choose what form of content you're going to use, and then you commit to that form of content. A lot of people like to write. If you're a writer, great. Writing works well. A lot of people are doing podcasts nowadays. Podcasts actually work extremely well because the podcasting has its own methodology for being syndicated. So you can grow on your website where you're sharing your podcast. You can grow on your podcast site. Plus, a lot of those podcasts are now being actually done in YouTube as well. So you've got YouTube, which is video, and other video sites work as well, but not as good as YouTube, which will generate traffic in of itself because it's on YouTube, which is the number 2 search engine in the world. Think about that. And that's great because people are going to search at YouTube for how do I fix my car, or whatever the topic is. And it's easy to rank at YouTube because they give you all the information you need to know. And we show you the tools you need to use in our training. But it's great to rank there. And you pick up a syndication following, your subscribers from YouTube. And you also pick up the same thing with if you're doing podcasts. Now, the guys that are doing podcasts have set up a camera and you see them talking now. They're doing their podcast. It's going out on iTunes podcast system, and it's also going out on YouTube too. And you're just watching them talk on a computer because they've discovered that there's going to be an audience for the podcast and there's going to be an audience for the YouTube. And the two don't necessarily mix. It just depends on how your content's being consumed. In the case of a lot of guys, they might listen to an iPod, a podcast while they're working during the day with an earbud from their phone, or they might watch YouTube videos at night before they go to bed. It just depends on how the individual likes to consume it. A lot of people like consuming blog content. So what we're doing is bringing all these things together and then using the viral nature of social media to amplify out your content to increase the size of your audience. Now, it's essentially, social media can give you a bigger net, especially if you're good at creating viral content now. My niche is really small, so I'm never going to get a huge following. But let's say I was a cook and I like to cook food for people. I can get millions of people following me. You look at those YouTube channels, they're very large for a reason, because it's a topic that people want to know about. You could have a channel just about iPhones, and you can sit there and do your iPhone thing and talk about what's coming up. And those are very competitive niches. but they're huge. I mean, literally millions of people watching those videos, and anyone can do them. You can do them. I mean, the only thing you need to use the system is not afraid to talk, essentially. And someone goes, well, I'm not an expert in this. You don't even need to be an expert. You do need to be honest with people. If you're not an expert, you say, hey, look, welcome to my channel. I'm the world's worst cook. And if you stick with me, I'm going to show you how I go from being the worst cook to the best cook. And over the course of whatever period of time, as long as you're sharing and syndicating those videos of you cooking or whatever, you become a better cook and you build an audience because people can relate to what that is. Now, my niche is I'm going to teach you how to drive traffic. That's not a huge niche. I mean, you may think it is because you're watching this and going, why does this guy have 1 million subscribers? I don't even care how many I get. I get a lot of feedback from the subscribers I get because they like my content. Now, how do you cast a bigger net out into the ocean and pull in more subscribers? That's what the Amplified system does. It allows you to syndicate all formats of content through your blog and out to all of the different viral sources where you can attract a bigger audience. Build your subscriber list, get faster reviews, and with time, what you'll discover is you'll start to build a much larger following, instant traffic on demand. You got to invest that time to build the audience, but if you do that and you're patient and you start focusing more on your content, that's the only thing you have to focus on because everything else is going to be done for you. You're going to be very happy with your results.